My name's Chinonyerem Odimba. My play is Paradise Street, and it's a play I wrote a few years ago because I was sick of being told that Black history in this country only went so far. I had all these beautiful images in my head of women in London in the 1930s and the 1950s and the 1820s, and none of them ever looked like me. And yet I kind of instinctively knew, firstly, as Black women, we go everywhere. Where there is life, you'll find Black women, right? So I refused to believe the stories that I was being told, particularly in this kind of British context, that those women didn't exist. Paradise Street actually follows a family of women. It starts with a little girl who washes up on a coastline somewhere. And her story takes us into a family of women over generations, starting in 1863 to today. And each of those women have a story of their own to tell. And each of them show us very clearly that Black existence, Black female existence, was not only possible, but happened. Paradise Street for me will always be that play, always be the play that finally says, Black women are always here. They're always here. And from 1863 to now, they're always here. That's it. Oh, really simple, just do it. I mean, it is a competition that doesn't ask for perfection. And how often are we as writers not asked for perfection, And I think other than pressing send, you've got nothing else. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you decide, if the play gets picked up by someone else, it's But I think that I did it because I just rarely do I read the criteria for a prize and go, oh, I fit there, And that's a lot to do with age. Most of them are, I'm now too old. I'm now too old for a lot of things, but I'm also too old to be told I'm too old. And I can only talk in terms of Black politics here. What happens is that if you don't celebrate those older women in theatre, the writers, the creatives, the directors, we're constantly starting again. And if you don't allow space for them to speak, then what happens is theatres genuinely feel they're just happily reinventing the wheel over and over again. But to have a woman of a certain age come into conversation and say, actually, I know what theatres were doing in the 80s, right? That's the conversation I think a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, are trying to avoid. And they avoid it by ensuring they're only surrounded by young people, by young voices, and there is nothing, you will never convince me. You will never convince me that because I'm in my mid-40s, I've got nothing new and exciting to say about the world. Oh God, the reason why I think this play deserves to be on the shortlist and the finalists is because it's a play of ambition and scale. And if I don't win, I really hope that the play that does win has that ambition and scale, because it's so, again, it's what are we missing in terms of women's work right now? What's the ecology of that looking like, And it seems time and time again, people are happy to program us in the studio, in the smaller spaces. But I know in my heart that this play would not be able to be produced without it being in one of those main stages. And so I wrote it for main stage, and I hope any play that gets chosen to be the winner this year has that scale and ambition. That's it. And a very happy writer somewhere along the line.